What is good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video I was wanting to do a Boston Celtics rebuild with Kevin Durant as the main piece, but given the light of the heartbreaking news we learned today that Bill Russell, NBA legend and human rights activist, had passed away, I thought it would be nice to sort of do a Celtics rebuild in his honor. So I'm going to have the current 2022 Boston Celtics, and I've just added him onto the roster. So we're going to go through and hopefully do him proud and get him even more championships as the most winning player in NBA history. See if we can get him to, 15 rings or something like that. Hopefully we can do him proud. And yeah, so let's just get right into it. All right, so here we are back in NBA 2K22 Remastered. So you can see it's just the standard roster with the Boston Celtics, and I've gone ahead and added Bill Russell. So 2K has come up with Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, and Bill Russell. Now, obviously, we still have Rob Williams, who massive part of their team in real life. But I think just for today's video, obviously, we're going to have the man, the myth, the legend starting as our center for the entirety of the video. So Rob Williams is going to have to come off the bench, but that's okay because that gives us a little bit of extra depth. We still have Derek White, Payton Pritchard, Grant Williams, and Daniel Tice. So hopefully we'll try to do 3 seasons. We'll try to win it in each season. Knowing 2K sucks, so we might not win it at all, and maybe I shouldn't be talking, but we'll definitely try to do Bill proud. And yeah, we'll go from there. So I think first season I'll just simulate, see what happens. If there is an opportunity to trade for Kevin Durant, I might do that as well and sort of get 2 birds with 1 stone in this video. So we'll just see how we go. We're going to start simulating and just see how the team does without any changes apart from Bill Russell. System proficiency is 4-star balanced. So here we are at the All-Star voting, and it's actually Team Bill and Team Luca. So that's fantastic. I love to see that. Usually when you have Bill Russell in these simulations, he doesn't put up the greatest offensive stats in the world, which is generally what gets you high votes as an All-Star in this game. So we have Bill Russell obviously as our captain on the right-hand side, and you can also see he's chosen Jason Tatum to come off the bench. So we have 2 All-Stars. That's fantastic. And you can also see our record in the bottom right. We're 39 and 15, which is pretty good. I'm surprised we're, not 10 losses or less, but I think that should be good for actually the 2 seeds. So the Nets are good in this simulation. That doesn't happen very often, so we'll just see what happens with the rest of the season. Alrighty, so we finished the season 62 and 20. Pretty good. Luka wins MVP, as we said. Cade Cunningham wins Rookie of the Year. And Ben Simmons, 6th man of the year. I thought that was defensive player. I almost freaked out. Also, he's coming off the bench in Brooklyn. That's obviously a position thing with 2K, but I'm not going to go ahead and fix that for them. So yes, he does win defensive player of the year. I don't know why I'm shocked. Very well deserving. So 19 points, 16 rebounds. 16 rebounds is absolutely insane. 3 assists, 1.4 steals, 2.3 blocks. Amazing. He almost shot as well from the field as he did from the free throw line, which, whatever. Tyrese Maxey, most improved, and Steve Nash, coach of the year. So they actually finished with the same amount of wins as us, but they must have the tiebreaker, so they are the 1 seed. Tatum is All-NBA second team. He almost ended up averaging 30, which is just great for us. And Bill does actually get All-NBA third team, averaging 19 and 16, as we saw. So no Jaylen Brown, which is fine. I didn't really expect that. We do get Marcus Smart on all defensive second team, which is awesome. Obviously, Bill Russell on all defensive first team. So just going through the final stats for everyone, Marcus ended up averaging 9 and 6 with 2 steals, 38, 30, 77. So I want to say he did end up shooting a little bit better from the field. I mean, I guess that's similar to his numbers in real life, but, like for him to shoot a little bit better. I'm sure Celtics fans would too. Jaylen gives us 23, 4, and 3, 50, 38. So he's fantastic. I love him as our, now 3rd option. Tatum, we saw 37 and 6. He is a superstar. So Al Horford gives us about 11, 5, and 4, 48, 36, 79 splits. Fantastic. We saw Bill, of course, per 36, 20 points. That's quite nice. And he only has a 60 shot tendency, so he's just getting good looks. So 19, about 16 rebounds, which is still crazy to say. 3 assists, a steal, 2.3 blocks, 60% from the field. That is our starting 5. Rob Williams off the bench, 9, 6, 70% from the field, 1 block. Derek White, 11, 2 and 3. He ended up shooting about 40% from the field, 28 from 3 is a bit scary. So we might be targeting some 3-point shooting this offseason. Although Peyton Pritchard, 7 points on about 35%, that's really good. And Grant Williams, 3 points or 9 per 36 on 39 from 3. So for the playoffs, we're going to go about 10 minutes to Grant Williams. We'll go about 16 to Pritchard, 18 to Derek White, and about 25 to Rob Williams, 35 there, 36. So we definitely want to play Jalen and Tatum more minutes. We'll go about 40 there, 39 there, and then we can also take a couple more minutes there, and give those 4 minutes to Al Horford. And then Bill Russell's going to be getting 35. So I'll stick with that for now. We'll see how we go. As I said, we are the 2 seed. We're going up against the Cavs here in the first round. So they have Darius Garland, Okoro, Osman, Mobley, and Allen. Not starting Laurie, which I guess in 2K makes sense. I might have to put Bill Russell on Evan Mobley. We shall see. So we'll just go ahead and simulate. We are on the opposite side of the bracket from the Nets. Go ahead and simulate game 1, which we do win. 94 to 117, so a blowout there. Tatum gives us 39, Jalen gives us 20, Bill gives us 17, 15, and 4 blocks. So we'll go ahead and simulate this next game also, which we pick up the win, 101 to 122. Jalen goes off, Al goes off, just like that game in real life. So we'll go ahead and simulate the third game as well, which we win. Darius Garland has 36, wasn't enough. Brown, Tatum, and Bill, our big 3. Just go ahead and simulate the round. Don't make me lose this 2K. Okay, good. We win in 4. So another wide margin of victory. Tatum has 41. So the Nets went 7 in their first round. So we'll see if we actually face them. We have the Hawks in the second round. So Trae Young. So it's really just Trae Young that I'm worried about. Marcus Smart is a good matchup, but you know, in 2K, anything is possible. So let's see what happens. They win game 1. By a lot. Yep, I thought so. So let's go ahead and actually get ahead of this and reallocate some minutes before anything else happens. How's Grant Williams been? So 12 and 7. Wow, look at those percentages, 60, 75. That's insanity. So I can't really take minutes away from him. Pritchard's been good, but he hasn't shot well from 3. So we might actually go ahead and swap those 2 around. Drop him to about 8 minutes, 14 there. How's Derek White been? He's been bad. So 15, I mean 6 assists, 2.5 turnovers, but shooting wise, he has not been good. So let's actually go ahead and swap those minutes around. We'll go about 13 there, 9 there, 22 there. That gives us 4 extra minutes. And then we'll give those 1 there, 40, so 30, and then 37 to Bill Russell. So let's see if we can win game 2. We actually go down 2-0, which is a little bit scary. So I'm just going to check some defensive badges, but I might be putting Jalen on Trae Young. So Marcus Smart was definitely our best option on Trae. So I'm just going to hope that he cools down for the last couple. So we do win game 3. Trae has 21. So we didn't really contain him because he had 21 and 11, 6 for 13. He still shot well. He just passed the ball more. So as long as he's not beating me, that's fine. We get 20 and 20 from those guys, 14 from Bill. So let's go ahead and see who wins game 4. We win, so we tied up 2-2. That's great. Trae has 24. Tell me he's out of gas. Tatum has 36, 6 and 4. We might actually just go ahead and add those scoring options. So we'll go Tatum first. I think Jalen's probably better as a scorer as our number 2. Yeah, definitely. So then we'll go Jalen there. And then I think we'll go Bill as our third option. So let's go ahead and see who wins game 5, which we do. Awesome. So Jalen has a 43 piece, 29. Bill Russell has 24, 22, which is somehow crazier than Jalen's 40 bomb. And Trae Young has 19 points. So let's just go ahead and win this series. I can see Brooklyn is actually down 3 games to 2. So we go ahead and win that series in 6. Awesome. Held Trae Young to 28, and Tatum has 40 this time. So let's go ahead and see. We're facing the Heat. So in real life, I'd probably rather face the Nets, but in 2K, probably the Heat. So let's go ahead and see. So they have Lowry 82, 85, Jimmy's a 92. So it's a good matchup for us. I like it. Let's just go ahead and simulate. So obviously this roster doesn't have the current, recent moves that have taken place in the offseason, but we do lose game 1. It's just a group effort from them. So I don't think they can replicate that, hopefully. Let's go ahead and see what happens in game 2. And go down 2-0 again. Dude, this game's awful. Like, that doesn't even make sense. We're going to go down 2-0, like, twice and come back, hopefully. Like, I know it does happen, you know, recently as well, but come on, man. Surely not that often. So Derek White is playing a little bit better. Peyton Pritchard is shooting better. Grant's still playing phenomenally. 16. So let's just lower some more minutes off those guys. Play the starters a little bit more. How's Al been? 10, 6, 40. He's been pretty good. Marcus has been okay apart from 3-point shooting. So let's go 40 to Bill. Let's actually go 42 to Tatum, 42 to Jalen, and 41 to Bill. So let's go ahead and see if that makes any difference. Would prefer not to get swept by the Heat. So we do win game 3 again. So can we have the same outcome as last time? Jimmy Butler almost has a 26-point triple-double. Barely missed. That is crazy. Jaylen Brown, 42 piece. Similar to the last series, we lose that game. So we're down 3 games to 1. So the Heat might be the ones getting revenge on us. I shouldn't be talking. So we do have this game here at home. Hopefully we can win and force another game. I do not remember what game we are up to because I'm just a little bit stressed hoping we win this, and we do. So that's great. All right, so we got 3-2. So let's go ahead and see if we can force a game 7. Keeping in mind, we are the favorite technically in terms of seeding. So let's just go ahead and win this game, please. Nah, we're going to lose. 2K's terrible. This is like genuinely a bad game, man. So Tatum has 43, we lose. Miami gets their revenge, whatever. We'll come back next year. I promise, Bill, we're going to get you one. So 4-2 in that series. Jimmy Butler wins your finals MVP. I'd actually like that. I'm a big Jimmy Butler guy. I do like the Heat. So if that were to happen in real life, I'd be happy. So we just went ahead and picked up Christian Willis as our assistant GM, and we signed Steven Silas as our assistant coach. So hopefully his ratings help a little bit. I don't want to fire Ime, but I just feel like his ratings in 2K are a bit mid. So I might have to consider that. Otherwise, I would probably just, you know, sneakily up his ratings because we know he's a much better defensive coach than that. Obviously, this draft has already happened in real life. One of the J. Wills is still here. Jeremy Sochan's still here. But we might actually see if we can make a trade. I threw Robert Williams in the trade finder with our first round pick. And originally it was Marcus Smart in this trade, but I got offered Paul George. Now that's interesting to me. So Kevin Durant didn't come up, but Paul George did. Now, we would still have Marcus Smart as our point guard, so we'd be giving up Robert Williams, who we don't need anymore, of course, because we have Bill. So we would be doing Robert Williams, Daniel Tice, and Derek White, along with our first-round pick for Paul George and Terrence Mann. Now, I would do that without Terrence Mann if they could, yeah, so just give them a little bit more value. Obviously, in this world, the Clippers are headed for a rebuild. They get a young centerpiece in Robert Williams. They get an additional first-round pick to help them build. And they also get Derek White, who's 28. They can either decide to keep him or they can move him on for maybe another late first, early second, or maybe a young player whose value isn't necessarily as high. And then Daniel Tice is just there to make the money work. So do they agree to this without Marcus Smart? They don't, but they'll do a second-round pick and they want to give me Terrence Mann. I tried to let him keep him, but I mean, sure. That's fair. I'll do that. So we're going to go ahead and make that deal. So big blockbuster right there. Paul George, welcome to Boston. So Chet goes 1, Johnny Davis goes 2, Paolo goes 3, Adrian Griffin goes 4, and Jabari Smith 5, Keegan Murray 6. Anyone else? Dyson Daniels and Shaden Sharp goes 18 to the Kings. There you go. I'm not going to pick up the option on Al Horford, but we will try to sign him back for less money. I was going to say if we can throw him in a trade, but we can just have him as a backup for less money, hopefully. Qualifying offers, we won't be extending it to any of these guys. So first day moratorium, Kyrie's here. Shall we bring him back to Boston? I'm only joking. We only have $5 million in cap anyway. So let's go ahead, and we apparently don't have bird rights on Al Horford, which is frustrating, but let's go ahead and see. We can give him about 9 mil. I might try to get that up to 10 just in case we do want to move him, pay him a little bit extra for being loyal to us. So we'll put a team option on that. We'll go ahead and see if he accepts that after day 1, and he does. So that's cool. And we'll go ahead and renounce the rights on all of these guys. So if we look at our roster now for next year, we have Smart and Pritchard, Paul George and Jalen, who I guess will move Tatum to the 4 and then Paul George to the 3 because we obviously want to start everyone. And then we still have Bill. So we do need a backup center, I would say. Obviously, we're going to have Al off the bench, but another big body can't hurt. So we've got about 1, 2. We still have Terrence Mann as well, so we could also trade for a backup center if we wanted to just sign someone for the mid-level and throw their money together. So we've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, 7, 8, 9. So we'll sign a backup center. We might actually see if we can do another big trade at the deadline with Neesmith and Terrence Mann if needed, just to get a piece that ensures our victory, basically, because I do want to get at least one more ring for Bill Russell. So we will go ahead and try to sign Frank Kaminsky with our mid-level exception, give him about 10.7 mil on a 2-year deal, and he does accept that. Great. So we're ready for next season. We're just going to go ahead and go straight to player progression. So Bill Russell is down to a 97, which hurts a little bit. He's 31. Hopefully it doesn't regress too much next year. Tatum's up to a 94, up to an 87 for Brown. Paul George regresses to an 85, so maybe that wasn't the greatest trade in the world, but I think we got decent value there, and Al Horford regresses too, so that is awesome. Let's just quickly go ahead and make Tatum a power forward. He drops 1 overall, and then Brown goes up to an 88, Paul George goes up to an 86. Paul George is a bit taller, so we will go ahead and make him our full-time small forward. So if we also go down to secondary position, I'd like Tatum still to be a small forward, obviously, and then PG can be a shooting guard. All right, so for this season, we're going to go ahead and run Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Paul George, Jason Tatum, and Bill Russell. Off the bench, we have Peyton Pritchard, Frank Kaminsky, Terrence Mann still, and Al Horford. Grant Williams isn't currently getting any minutes, which I'm okay with for now. Because I think we might try to make a trade at the deadline again just to ensure that we do win a championship. But we'll check our record. System proficiency is now 4.5 stars with Paul George. So hopefully we're good. We'd like at least one more ring for the legend. So let's just go ahead and simulate. I will be back with you guys shortly. So JT and Bill are there again. So we are actually going to go ahead and do this deal with the Cavs. So they're going to be giving us Isaac Okoro. So reasoning for that is they just have plenty of shooting guard wings on their roster. So you can see Sexton's still there. They still have Karis LeVert. They have this guy. They have Dylan Windler. Laurie's there. Usman Jeng is there. Jetty Osman. So they have a ton of guys. They're going to be getting a younger backup point guard in Peyton Pritchard. So you can see their only backup point guard really is Brandon Goodwin. So they go ahead, get him. They get Frank Kaminsky, bit of roster filler, someone who can play there, or they can move on in the offseason for another pick. They get our first round pick in 2024 and a second round pick, which will help them build towards that young core. So we're going to go ahead and accept that. So now with that alteration to the roster, they actually want to start Terrence Mann, which I guess I'm okay with. It does make Isaac Okoro our 6th man. We have Marcus Smart off the bench with Al Horford, and now Grant Williams can actually play the rest of the season for us. So I'm really happy with that. We had about 12-4. So he's shooting more efficiently than Marcus, and Marcus, 29 from 3, 39 from the field. Ridiculous, but good defense off the bench for us. So we have enough in our starting lineup. So we're going to go ahead and end the season with this rotation. Tatum's up to a 95, which is phenomenal. Bill Russell's still a 97. These two guys are around an 88. So we'll go ahead, simulate the rest of the season, see how we finish. We are 43-12. I'm hoping I did not just mess up the team. So I'll see you guys in a bit. So we actually finished 60-22, which potentially worse than last year. So knock on wood, I didn't mess up the team too bad. Luka wins another MVP. Chet wins Rookie of the Year, averaging 26 and 8. That is a crazy amount of points, and that is way too good for a rookie. So I apologize. This rookie class does not look very good, even though it had a lot of downloads. Simmons back-to-back 6-man. Bill Russell, same with Defensive Player of the Year. He had 19, 17 this time, and almost 3 blocks. Jalen Green wins Most Improved, and Willie Green wins Coach of the Year, even though we got more wins. So that's awesome. NBA First Team, Tatum. He put up 31, 7, and 6. Surely we don't lose with him. I shouldn't say that. I really shouldn't. And then Bill on third team. What are the chances we also get one of the others on defensive second team? We do not. That's fine. And the all rookie teams there. So we'll just go ahead and simulate the play-in. So we are the 1 seed this time, going against Philly. So for the playoffs, let's just go ahead. They want to start Marcus Smart again. So let's just check the allocation. So he did end up coming off the bench the last part of the season. So he had about 7, 5, 2, and 1.5 steals. 42% from the field, at least 29 from 3. At this point, do I just stop him taking them all together? Like, I don't want to do that, right? Because then it does mess up the spacing. If he's at least taking them, he's keeping them honest. So Jalen had about 22, 5, and 3 on similar efficiency to last year. Paul George gave us 16, 5, and 4. He had 49% from the field, 40 from 3, 86 from the line. Great stuff. Almost 50, 40, 90 for Jason Tatum with 31 points. Bill Russell, 20 points, 17 rebounds, almost 3 blocks. And then Okoro ended up giving us, per 36, about 13, 4, 43, 36, 85 splits. Love that. Terrence Mann, he gave us 11, 5, and 4. Good stuff from him as well. Al Horford gave us really solid numbers off the bench. And then Grant Williams, oh boy, okay. Definitely not as good as he was last year. So maybe that was, he got upset with me for not playing him or something. So we do still have Aaron Naismith. If we have to, I mean, he hasn't played for us in this video. So I'm just going to hope that Grant Williams is a little bit better in the playoffs. But we will go 8 minutes there, 14 to Al, 16 there, about 22 there. And then these guys, we definitely want Paul George playing more minutes, and same with Jaylen Brown. I would like our quote-unquote big three or fantastic four, whatever, to be playing around 40 apiece, if that is at all possible. So 38 for those guys. That's honestly fine. We'll do something like that. Marcus is playing 28, and Koro has 2015. So we'll just go ahead and see how that goes. System proficiency is still at 4.5 stars. Hopefully Ime's ratings don't mess us up. So we're going against Philly. They have Harden, who's an 89. So progression's been a bit weird in this save. So hopefully we can win this. That's a tough round one. Bill is on Harden, so we'll see how that goes. Tatum has 52, 8, and 8. Yeah, if he's giving us these sort of numbers, I was going to say I'm not as worried, but of course Harden's playing like 2018 Houston Rockets Harden, so we'll see what happens in game 2. Please win this, and we do. Tatum gives us 36. Oh, why is Harden a superstar again? I mean, he could very well come back this year and have a redemption season, but I just don't see it, man. I think we'll just go ahead and get through this round, so we do sweep him. I think Harden, it might be time to consider he's regressing. And I don't know why people are so weird about this, right? Like, people are so quick to say Chris Paul's regressing, Russell Westbrook is regressing. You might want to say, oh, it's because James had a really high peak, but so did Russ, so did CP. So, he was never the most athletic guy in the first place, but he was able to get past his defender. And now he's not so much able to do that anymore. So I'm just saying it's okay to consider he's regressing. A lot of us grew up watching him, and you don't want to let him go, which is fine. I understand that, but just something to consider, man. So Tatum has 39, Jalen has 38. Harden. So it's pretty much Harden versus the rest of our team, which is quite funny. And we have a rematch from last season. I did not mean to do that. I thought the other team had not finished their series yet. So game 1, we won by... actually, they won. They won by 5, pardon me. Game 2, we won. Tatum had 40. Game 3... yeah, if their top scorer is DeAndre Hunter, 12 points, we held them to 75. We won by almost 70, dude. Yeah, if DeAndre Hunter's your number one scorer, Jaylen Brown, yeah, just send him home, right? Okay, we won in 6. The Sim's so fast on PC, man, I freaked out. So in that closeout game, I bet it was Tatum. Yeah, 37, 30 from Jalen. Let's go, dude. We're in the conference finals again, taking on Indiana. We don't have to face Brooklyn. Although I do see Zion on the other side, which is a little bit scary. So Tyrese is up to an 87, and that's it. So, I mean, I don't want to get cocky, but surely we win this series, right? So, game 2. So annoying that I still have to do it this way. Tatum has 52, man. I miss this sort of progression. Bill Russell actually leads us that game, and game 4, can we sweep them? No, they get 1 game. Brogdon has 35. I doubt he does that again. 2K, do not make me lose this. Are you serious, man? All right, I'm not playing. So we're going to go ahead and drop these guys even more. And then we'll go like 38 to Paul George, 29 there, and 40 there. So let's just go ahead and simulate The Pelicans swept the Timberwolves, which is terrifying. Can we just win this? We're going to get blown out. If we lose in game 7, dude, I'm going to be pissed. All right, we're at home. Good start. Just don't blow it, please. I don't want to hop into this game if I don't have to. And we blow them out. So like 2K, why make me go through that? It's 45 there. All right, so we are in the finals. At least we can say we got Bill another finals appearance. We don't want to tarnish his record, ideally. But I will do everything I can, obviously, to make sure that we do win this. So I don't want to lower these guys anymore if I don't have to, and give those other guys minutes, just because if they get too tired, they'll actually play worse, I think. So we have CJ McCollum. So they have BI and Zion. So I do like those matchups for us. Obviously, Zion on Tatum's a little bit how you going. Australian saying there for you, I didn't even realize. But if we have to, I would be comfortable switching Bill onto Zion, and then letting Tatum guard Jonas, which might sound crazy, but I think it would work. Paul George on BI is fine, and then Marcus Smart on CJ hopefully is okay. So let's go ahead and see who wins game 1. We win game 1. Jaylen Brown. So Zion. We'll just keep an eye on Zion's numbers because he scares me. We win game 2. Game 3, we win. Zion has 25, Tatum has 40. So if he's playing like that, we should, and we sweep them. Tatum wins finals MVP. Bill doesn't get it, but that's fine. He gets another chip. So we'll go one more season, see if we can win another chip. Ideally, we would like to. But if not, we at least got him one. So Tatum has 38, 8, and 7 on 48, 38 splits to be your finals MVP. So ironically, I think I'm going to do this trade here, move Marcus Smart for Terry Rozier. Now, there was no one good on the board, and I know this might not make a whole lot of sense because we did just win the championship, and these guys obviously both used to be Celtics, and they'll be switching places. But like I said, I'd rather be proactive than reactive. I know teams get a lot better in this sim every year, and I think I'd rather have Terry scoring over Marcus's defense. So they get a defensive player next to LaMelo. They also get our first round pick and second round pick. You can say the Stepien rule, whatever, just act like we made the pick and we're switching it. It's easier that way. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, I did also note, so this is the Victor Wembanyama draft. And stupidly, he's an 86. So PC, draft class creators, what are you doing? So I will be going in and lowering him to about a 79, maybe an 80. Just because that seems like a more realistic rookie number. And I have a feeling that's what happened with Chet too, but it is obviously too late for that. So I'll pick up these two guys. Qualifying offers, sure, we'll give it to both of them. And then let's go down here. I think we do have a free agent. Yeah, so Grant Williams, happy to pay him. We'll give him a 4-year deal. Happy to give him about 30 million. If he even wants, we'll just do a 4-year just in case. So we'll do that. He's not an 86 overall as a rookie. He will be an 80 at best. So you can argue, oh, he's generational player, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He's an NBA rookie. He shouldn't be an 86. So, anywho, let's go ahead and quickly run through this. So we will pick up Grant Williams. I did that stupid 2K glitch. I totally forgot about that, man. So that's fine. We're only doing one more season anyway. So for next year, we will have Terry Rozier as our point guard. I was wondering where our point guard was, and he's actually gone up as a point guard, so that is fantastic. I'm assuming mostly because of his height, and then a shooting guard backup. So for next year, we will have Terry Rozier and Terrence Mann, Brown and Okoro, Paul George and Neesmith, Tatum and Grant Williams, Bill Russell. So I would give DeMarcus a 1-year deal worth about $3 million. And then if we can also get, I saw Patrick Beverley, that'd be fantastic to replace Marcus Smart. So can we pick up both of those guys? We get Patrick Beverley. We can't sign DeMarcus Cousins unless it is on a minimum. So instead, we might just go ahead. Should we bring Enes Kanter back? Sorry, Enes Freedom. I guess. He's got 11 badges. Let's bring Enes back to Boston. So we'll go ahead and do that. Straight on to play progression. Bill's down to a 96 again. Tatum's up to a 95. 88 for Jaylen Brown. 84 for Paul George. 81 for Okoro. 81. So Terry doesn't drop. That's fantastic. These guys... Patrick Beverley drops by 1, Enes Freedom drops by 3. So the bottom of this rotation's ugly. Hopefully we don't have to play that many guys. We can make another trade if need be, just for a small piece. And Paul George. So him regressing is another reason why we're glad we got Terry Rozier's scoring. So let's just go ahead and run to training camps. So we sent Paul George to perimeter shooting just to salvage his regression a little bit. Alrighty, so our lineup for the final season will be Terry Rozier, Jaylen Brown, Paul George, Jason Tatum, and Bill Russell, with Isaac Okoro, Terrence Mann, Patrick Beverley, and Aaron Nesmith off the bench. And so our lineup for the final season will be Terry Rozier at the 1, Jaylen Brown, Paul George, Jason Tatum, and Bill Russell, with Isaac Okoro off the bench, Terrence Mann, Patrick Beverley, and Aaron Nesmith. So again, Grant Williams isn't playing, neither is Ennis Freedom. So that's fine, I don't mind that. Aaron Nesmith actually hasn't played for us yet, so that's quite funny, see how he can do for us in the final season. And let's just go ahead and start simulating. We're at 4.5 star balanced again. Hopefully we can win another one. With Paul George's regression, I'm a bit iffy, but we'll see. So our worst record of the video, but Bill Russell actually gets MVP, so that's awesome, dude. Let's go. So Victor, even though I lowered him to an 80, still puts up 15, 8, and 4.6. See, now I would argue that that's probably a realistic stat line for him in his rookie year. I know he's meant to be all that, blah, 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 the next big thing, but realistically, that's a good starting point. Bill Russell also wins Defensive Player of the Year, so can we add a Finals MVP to this perfect season? And Willie Green wins Coach of the Year, so they had one more win than us. Tatum on second team, he put up 32, so he's our real superstar, but obviously Bill's impact was there on both ends. And then he's all defensive first team. Now, the fact that Tatum actually hasn't made one yet is kind of crazy to me. So Terry Rozier gave us 13 and 4 on much better shooting than Marcus. Jalen's points went back a little bit because of it, but that's fine. 20, 13 from Paul George on pretty bad efficiency from him. So hopefully he can step it off in the playoffs, give us playoff P. Tatum has 32 on good efficiency. We saw Bill's numbers, Okoro off the bench. He's been a good six-man doing a little bit of everything. Aaron Nesmith in his first season gave us about 12 and 5 on 38, 34, 72 splits. That's fine. And then Terrence Mann was pretty good in the minutes he played too. And Patrick Beverley, he's our Marcus Smart replacement down to the 3-point percentage. So for the playoffs, we will just shorten things as per usual. We'll go about 13 there, 15 there, 25 there. Okoro's actually up to an 82, which is nice. Go 29 there. Paul George, I know he's been a bit worse, but I'd still like him to be playing a decent amount of minutes. And then Jaylen, we would also like to get up to 40. So let's just go ahead and simulate through this quickly, see what happens. So pretty much LaMelo, and he got Rudy, the center he's always wanted. Round 1, I have a feeling we might lose this, but let's just see. We get swept. This game is awful, like one of the worst games I've ever played, but it provides content at least. So there you have it. Anyway, we tried. We got Bill one more. We got him a finals MVP. Sorry, not finals MVP, regular season MVP, an extra chip, a couple of defensive player of the years. So that's fine. Technically, we didn't tarnish his finals record because we lost in the first round, but whatever, man, this game. So we'll just go ahead and see who wins it all. It is actually the Hornets, LaMelo, so I guess it was just his year as a play-in team. So we did lose to the champion, so that's fine. But in any case, thank you everybody so much for watching. Again, rest in peace to Bill Russell, and my condolences with his family. Hopefully they can all stay strong and get through it together. Very sad moment, but at least we were able to bring some joy and bring him back into the world of the NBA and into 2K and get him a few more accolades. So thank you guys again for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.